Wow, FSD is actually slowing down for this guy. Hey guys, we're going to drive to Starbucks today using FSD 13.2.9. We've done this drive before on 13.2.8, but the route will be slightly different. In this video, I'm going to share a few of my complaints about 13.2.9, and I'm also going to go over some Tesla news as usual. Let's dive in. If you've been following people's feedback about 13.2.9 online, you've probably heard that it's a regression, and I'm afraid I'll have to agree. You'll see later in this video. We have to make a right turn soon, but we have this truck that's pulling over to the side. FSD is smart enough to know that the truck isn't trying to turn right, so that it goes around the truck so that we can complete the right turn. Also, we get pretty close to these traffic cones on the right here. FSD makes a last-second correction and switches to the left lane. I've stabilized the footage as best I can, but you might still notice some shaking. Jersey City has really bad roads. A truck is stopped on the right, and FSD activates its left turn signal to indicate that it will stay in the left lane. I'm not sure if this was necessary as there's only one open lane anyway. We're also moving very slowly here, which is a recurring issue with 13.2.9. We're traveling 10 miles below the speed limit, which is frustrating. It feels like FSD is being overly cautious in this version. There's a gentleman on the right-hand side, and FSD shifts slightly to the left to give him some space, which is great. Unfortunately, we're still driving very slowly, and I wish the car would speed up a bit. Luckily, we're not driving during rush hour. Cars would be honking at me or trying to pass if I were going this slowly. We have an unprotected left turn here. FSD waits for this black truck to pass first. Then it finds a gap between these pedestrians and makes a left turn. Like my previous comment, I wish it made this left turn a little quicker. If there were oncoming cars, we would be in trouble. Alright, time for some Tesla news. Bloomberg reported that Tesla will launch its robotaxi service in Austin, Texas on June 12th. As of this video, Tesla hasn't confirmed this yet, so keep that in mind. Elon also just mentioned on X that Tesla has been testing self-driving Model Ys with no driver in Austin with 0 incidents. Apparently they're a month ahead of schedule. He also mentioned that first self-delivery cars from factory to customer will happen next month, which is insane. This is all very exciting, and the robotaxi service is sounding more real as we inch closer to June. This excitement is also reflected in the stock, which has been increasing over the past few days. We have a few updates for new upcoming vehicles. We have photos of a prototype of the refreshed Model Y Performance. In terms of what we can see from the photos, the Performance variant has a spoiler on the trunk lid, new wheels, and it looks like it sits lower compared to the standard model. In terms of appearance, it doesn't look that different compared to the standard model. As someone who owns a Model 3 Performance, I love how it's different compared to the standard Model 3. I hope Tesla adds something visually striking to the Model Y Performance to make it stand out more. Photos of the supposed Model X refresh have surfaced as well. In terms of updates we can see, there aren't many unfortunately. We have a new blue paint, a front bumper camera, and new wheels. There's not much to say, and as a fan of the Model X, I'm really disappointed to be honest. I was hoping for a major visual redesign of the exterior. I know the X isn't a priority for Tesla at the moment, but this is still a bummer for me. I'm hoping there's more. We have a right turn coming up. There's a car in front of us going pretty slowly. FSD notices this and switches lanes to the left. With the right turn approaching, I was getting nervous. The car on the right is still moving forward, so FSD speeds up a bit to get in front of it. We barely made it back into the right lane again, but that was a pretty impressive maneuver. Similar to the Model X, it looks like the Model S Plaid is getting a few minor updates. We have a new front and back bumper, a front bumper camera, new wheels, and interior ambient lighting. I really wish the front headlights and the back brake lights were updated at least. They look pretty outdated to me, but I'm gonna save my final judgment for when it actually comes out. FSD patiently waits for this pedestrian to cross. I love how FSD slowly creeps forward here while turning the wheel. It just feels very human-like. This car here is trying to make a 3-point turn. It stops to let us through. FSD then comes to a sudden stop. I thought FSD was being buggy here, so I give the accelerator a tap. After rewatching the footage, it looks like the person on the right was trying to cross, which triggered the sudden stop from FSD. It was probably good that FSD caught that, but the stop felt very abrupt. 13.2.9 just feels super cautious, and I'm not sure if 13.2.8 would have done that same sudden stop for that pedestrian earlier. We have another moment coming up where FSD is being overly cautious again. We're driving straight in this neighborhood and FSD for some reason slows down and leaves a lot of space between me and the car in front of us. We then realize that there's a man on the left who's thinking about crossing the street. FSD sees him and lets him pass. After rewatching the footage, the man did take a peek to see if there were any cars, and FSD was able to notice that from far away. It's interesting to see how FSD gave this man priority. It really does show how cautious this version of FSD is. We just made it to Starbucks, so I'm going to grab some coffee. What do you guys think about today's drive? Do you think this version of FSD is overly cautious, or is it doing the right thing? It does feel like FSD is stopping more frequently for pedestrians. This makes me wonder if this is a behavior that Tesla is testing for their robotaxi service in Austin. I do hope they fix the speed issue because I don't want to tap the accelerator all the time. Anyways, I'm signing off. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.